That is some absurd reach. Oh, nice. One down. And that's why I came here.
I shall remember thee, tarnished.
Welcome back to Elden Ring. So this is a separate session from the end of last episode, and I'm going to try to keep things a bit more structured. I am going to continue going around and doing side content and whatnot, but I'm going to try to keep all of that to off-screen stuff. I did do a little bit between now and the previous session, but that was mostly kept in Limgrave, and it was mostly just grinding, kind of. Like, I didn't do specific grinding, it was more just riding around and doing things. But now that that's over, we're going to go forward with some more pointed insurrection. So, hey, for the next couple episodes, maybe it's just this episode depending on how I cut it, we're going to be focusing on Liurnia of the Lake, which start with getting the maps unlocked. So we're going to unlock all the maps and then go from there. Gotta get the Sacred Tear. Let's talk to our friend here.
Your Tarnen, believe it or not, for a...
Yeah, 10 runes, why not?
True, my name, presuming you're only... Apology,
and this guy will give us some important information on where to head next. But I already know where to go, so I don't really need it. So let's continue forward. We're going to grab that map fragment, and then we're going to take a quick shortcut to the Academy. And unlike what I did with Stormvale Castle, where I kind of just ignored it, I am going to go most of the way through the Academy because one of the bosses drops an item I need. It's not the one that drops the rune arc, so we're not going to be going all the way through it, but we are going to go a decent way through it. Man, those track for a while. I'd say about the halfway mark. And we'll just grab whatever graces I come across on the way. Of course, there's some other items in Liurnia that I want to grab, but we'll get there when we get there. Oh, those guys are fun. Thankfully, we'll just ignore them. Let's do this real quick. Yeah, 'cause I'll be completely honest, this is the area where most of the key parts of the build come together. Oh boy, frame scripts, those are fun. My final weapon, the final weapon I'm going to end up using on this build is at Altus Plateau. So we're not going to go there just yet, but that is where we're going to end up before long. The general plan is to get all I can from Liurnia and hopefully get the stats I need to wield the weapon I want to use, and then go to the Altus Plateau to actually get that weapon. And then from there, everything else I need, I think I need to get a Great Rune first. I mean, I might not need a Great Rune, but you know what? We'll find that out this episode. We'll find out if I even need a Great Rune this episode. But first, we got to deal with some unpleasant friends. So if you've played Elden Ring before, you probably know that that guy down there is a right bastard. He has a crap ton of poise, which makes it hard to stance break him. There's a lot of damage, and he just won't stop attacking. Fortunately, my build has a convenient way of dealing with him. We do it again, and there we go. Yeah, all of the enemies of that type, whether they're the big one like that or the small ones, are I think weak to that. So let's dodge these. And there we go. Bogo's minted, as they say. I'm just gonna ignore these guys. They're not really an issue at this point. We'll grab these though. The Trina's lilies and the Mikola lilies don't respawn, so you always want to grab them when you see them. There are a lot of items that respawn, but those don't, and you want to grab those when you can. Hey, look at that! We're already at the academy. Who could have guessed that going through the teleport gate would have teleported me exactly where I need to go? I could, because that's why I came here. But now that we're here, we haven't unlocked this portion of the map yet, so we're going to run back and grab it. And then I think the next destination is going to be... yeah, it's this part here. Next up, we're going to go say hi to the Turtle Pope. We're going to go and fight the Tree Spirit over here. And if I'm feeling lucky, I think I might try to get to this church, which is the last place in Liurnia that we need to get to. But it's the last place for a reason, because it's really hard. That just tells us where to get the key, because we can't really... you know, I'll just show you. So there, as you can see, there's a mysterious seal here that is barring us entry to the academy. We don't have the key to enter, so we have to go get it. And that map we just picked up tells us where to go get the key, but I didn't need it. But if you're playing the game for the first time, you might, so... now that's done. So, the first couple episodes of the series, I spent a lot of time kind of... I won't say aimlessly, I did have a plan, but mindlessly just wandering around Limgrave. And the reason for that is that at the start of the game, it's really difficult to to get going, and you can't really grind souls or runes like there aren't a lot of enemies that just give you a lot of runes. Okay, buddy. Alright, well, just grab the seed, grab the map, and go from there. And then after I've done exploring the east part of the map, I will be heading west. And depending on what I find there will determine the next course of action. Because if I find what I'm looking for there, we can basically get the entire build together, aside from one or two minor things, before we even grab a Great Rune, and then you can just bulldoze through the rest of the game. Well, not bulldoze, but basically bulldoze. But there is a lot on the west side of this area. So, add that to the list, and then... so we're not gonna... what's here doesn't really matter, because I'm not at the point where I'm comfortable going through with that next, but we will be heading here next after that. So let's just get rid of these markers real quick and reorganize so I can stay focused. So you're gonna go here first, get item upgrades. And we're gonna go here. And we're gonna go to the tree, and we're just gonna ignore that area for now. Once we go there, we'll go here. We'll go here, and then we'll get the rest of this, and then we'll get this section of the map. For now, let's move forward. Or north, I guess. I realize that I am still going through this kind of haphazardly, but I am trying to make this go as quickly as possible. Because, like I said, the last session I kind of just wandered around without a plan, really. I mean, I got more coherent as we went on, and I did leave most of the side content for when I'm not recording. But I do want to show as much of this game as possible, because it's just really darn pretty to look at, and it's fun to play. And I've kind of tried to limit myself to not playing this character when possible, because you know, it's the point of a Let's Play. If I progress through the game without, you know, recording it, then I kind of just skip huge sections and leave you on red. But I digress. Point is, I'm gonna try to focus on recording this when I can. Otherwise, I'm just gonna do side content, like Everjails, right? Like there were a couple Everjails left over in Limgrave that I didn't do, but I am going to go back and do, because those give me some good spells and upgrades and stuff. And depending on how those goes, I might record them. I don't know. Other than that, I am going to go back and do Stormvale Castle at some point. But whenever I end up taking the first Great Rune for this character, I don't want it to be Godric's. Let me make that explicitly clear. Because depending on what I find in this area, the first is either going to be Godric's or Moog's. Do I have... Actually, let me... Okay, I can't equip that. Alright, we'll just go forward from here. So the reason I'm going into this abandoned mine, because, like I said, there's a lot of... Don't get me wrong, there is a lot of important stuff that you can get in Limgrave, but most of it's not really necessary. Most of the important stuff you get in later areas. Which is why I was so, like, haphazard around it, is because, oh, I don't really need this, but I know it's there, so I might as well grab it. Because ultimately, this game is about resource... Like most RPGs, this game is about resource management. And the more resources you have, even if you're not going to use them, like, you can usually repurpose them into a form you can use, like runes or whatever. Alright, so, you've seen this before. It's a mine. We're just going to go through, we're going to whack these old guys. And then we're going to get an item that makes it easier to upgrade our weapons at the start. I think... Yeah, that's something. Actually, no, that is something. I will need that, because the weapon I'm going to use uses that to upgrade. And I have quite a number of weapons that I'm going to be relying on that use that particular upgrade tree. I'm mostly just going to be using the... I guess I'll just take this time, since it's not really important, to explain my build a bit. So it's obviously going to be an arcane build, as you can tell from the fact that I have the Dragon Communion Seal and Reduvia. But like I said, weapons in Althus Plateau. We can't get there quite yet, but we'll go from there. So the cool thing is about these enemies is that we can, as long as they're not walking around, we can kind of just ignore them. So I think I'm going to do just that. But before we move on, I'm going to make a terrible decision in parkour. So you'll see a lot of bloodstains over here. That's not because there's like a hidden boss or anything. That's because, if you've ever done Minecraft parkour, this is very easy to die. This jump especially. Like, in order to make it across, you need to do a running jump, but it's really hard to... You have to kind of, like, build up a run, so to speak. Because otherwise you won't have enough momentum to make that gap. And it's the same here. And you really want to make that gap, because you get that Somber Smithing Stone 3, which is very useful for a build that uses a lot of weapons that require Somber Smithing Stones. Which mine will. I'm going to be using at least 2 weapons that require a Somber Smithing Stone upgrade. Fortunately, we'll be coming into an air... Fortunately, as we explore Liurnia, we'll be coming across a vendor that should give me enough stones to get where I need to go. Oh, this boy. Alright. So these enemies are a bit obnoxious because your weapon, unless you are two-handing your weapon, you will bounce off because they've got like super hard skin, which makes them obnoxious to deal with. But also they're just weak to damage that isn't blunt damage, which is why I'm using the Morning Star instead of the Twin Blade. Plus, I'm pretty sure the Twin Blade would still bounce off. And the same can be said for the boss at the end of the tunnels. But I managed to get my hands on some spirit ashes that will make the boss not necessarily a cakewalk, but significantly easier than it would be if I didn't grab them. Yep, that's a good reason. Somber Smithing Stone 2. We're getting a lot of those, and it's going to be really useful. Yeah. So for the most part, I'm going to avoid leveling up my character for a bit because I'm going to need the runes to upgrade my weapons of choice. Because it is very expensive to upgrade them, because I have to buy the upgrade materials, because I don't... Actually, let me check my inventory. Yeah, I know. Alright, yeah, see, I don't have Somber Smithing Stone 1, but I'll need that to upgrade, so I can use the +2s, which I have plenty of. I'm sure there are easy places to find them, but for now, we're just gonna go through the area. Does he react? He reacts. Alright. More damage than I would have liked, but whatever. We're also getting plenty of just normal smithing stones, which will be useful for leveling up the weapons that I'll be using in the interim. Oh, this boy. I do not like them. When you inflict, I won't say like critical damage, but significant damage, they do this stupid move where they spaz out. And if I remember correctly, this area has a decent number of them. Like, yeah, look, see, they're up there. Alright. him. There we go. More stuff to sell later, I guess. We should be coming up on the boss momentarily. I think that was the last of the major pains in the butt, though. So I don't think... Oh. Alright, well, that did less damage than I expected, more than I wanted. So I think the boss is just up here. Alright, it's down a lift, but you know what? That works for me. We're gonna ignore these guys in the middle. I don't think they'll aggro us as long as I don't grab anything. Grab these smithing stones and then book it to the staircase. Later, boys. Oh, hey, there's the summer smithing stone. And there's another one. Oh, it's a +3, but whatever. More damage is more damage. So we'll use those to upgrade after... You know, buddy, I am honestly surprised that you survived the drop. And here's the boss. Alright, so it looks like I am going to have to drink my juice. Alright, so I kind of got this boss confused with another one. There is a later... There's a bunch of these guys later. And as you can see, they're really obnoxious to damage because they don't, you know, stagger at first, which is why I got my boys with me. But once you do that, they enter what is called the shatter state, which means that I can now stagger them, as you can see. You know what? I think I can just let him take it from here. Yeah. Now we can upgrade all of my weapons to +6. Well, not my somber weapons, but, you know, all of my quote-unquote normal weapons to +6, which is 2 of them. You know what, I should be able to get there. Let's just hurry up over to the Turtle Pope. Riding on the rib, riding on the rib. And when I say Turtle Pope, I mean that very literally. I mean, I guess they're more of a bishop, but... Everybody calls him the Turtle Pope. I am curious to find out what's up there because I don't think I stopped by previously, but I am not curious enough to actually go. After we say hi to the Turtle Pope, I think the best course of action will be to head back to the Round Table Hold to upgrade our stuff, and then head over to the Minor Erd Tree and grab the stuff there. Because in addition to giving me a lot of souls that I can use to upgrade, it'll also give me more cracked tears, which I can use to enhance my physic, which will overall be making me more versatile and effective in combat. And I'm just gonna rest here real quick to restore my health. Onward we go. In case you're wondering why I'm going out of my way to kill this guy, he has glow eyes, which means they give more souls. There we go. I mean, 800 isn't that much in the grand scheme of things, but it's more than I would have gotten otherwise. Take a left. Excuse me. So his armor set is cool. If I find the time to do it, I'll probably farm it. I'll have to find a decent place to do that at, though. Ride up the ridge, and we'll come across a church, and there, in a pond, we shall find the Turtle Pope. At least I hope we find the Turtle Pope. It is night. To just specify, some bosses spawn at night, only at night, and some of them despawn certain NPCs. Oh, Turtle Pope's here. We're good. Oh, we can give those to Bach later. The sewing needle and tailoring tools basically let you modify your armor to a certain extent, but I'm probably not going to use that function a whole lot. Anyway.
Your Tarn, I welcome. I am my apology. Do you know how it came?
This is Muriel, the Turtle Pope.
It is by the matrimony, and so are the Erd.
Everyone loves them, and if you kill them, you're a monster.
Free to I would so if you find it, unless, in which case.
The cool thing is they're basically The cool thing is they're basically the ultimate place to go for sorceries and incantations, because you can give them basically any scroll or spellbook you find, and you can use them here. Whereas normally you'd have to give them to specific NPCs. So let's see. Yeah, we'll just head north to the Erd Tree, and then we'll jump back to Raid Lucaria and head west from there. I don't think I remember picking up this item, so let's figure out what it is. Well, is there an easy way to get down from here? Of course there isn't. Oh, it appears I have been sighted by the snipers. That's fun. I'm just not going to mess with these guys, because they are very capable both long range and melee range. There are many memes about how they're basically snipers. So I'm just going to do my best to ignore them. Like if you see the... Yep, see? I didn't know there was a Grace here, but you know what? We're going to grab it and we're going to go. Actually, let's de-aggro him real quick and then go. Alright. Onward. So I don't think I did a good job of explaining it, or if I tried to explain it at all, but these mausoleums here can be used to not necessarily clone, but duplicate boss souls, or boss remembrance, whatever you want to call them. Any term's really valid, I don't really care. Which lets you make, not duplicates unfortunately, but allows you to make more weapons and armor and stuff. So for instance, if I had gone through Stormveil Castle and gotten Godric's Great Rune, I would have been able to use one of these mausoleums to duplicate the Great Rune. So I would have been able to get both of the weapons that Godric's Remembrance gives you. So now we're just gonna ride past these Minotaurs and fight us a tree spirit. And then, I guess we'll go from there. Why not? There's no negative connotation to it. So let's go trigger the boss fight. Alright, pal. Yeah, suck it, jabroni. That was close. Alright. Unfortunately, I don't have a good ranged option at the moment, but by the end of our adventures in Liurnia, that shouldn't be an issue. Ah, bad mistake. The third one? Okay. attack's really obnoxious, in case you couldn't tell. This one, not so much. So in case you're wondering why I'm not using that attack all the time, as you can see, it's building up a meter there. When that meter gets full, I am temporarily immobilized and also lose all of my FP, which I kind of need to cast spells. Alright. Now that's taken care of. We're going to head back to the Round Table Hold. Go from there. Let's upgrade my weapons. Actually, you know what? Out of curiosity, I'll see how much I can get from leveling up. Because I still need a couple more I need 2 more, 3 more there. Yeah, see, I don't have an... It's going to take a lot to level up my character. So right now I should focus on leveling up my equipment.
Well,
Which thankfully I have a lot of
to
somber
repair your
smithing
own
stones with which to do. So let's level up this bad boy, and we can get this one up to +3 as well. What else is there? I can level this up, and this up. And I'll go redeem that bell bearing before I level anything else up, because that'll let me buy more stuff. So that lets me buy these, which I can then use to upgrade my weaponry. I'm just gonna buy a decent amount. How many of these do I have? Plenty, but let's get a little more. So if my math is correct, you need, I think, 12 of each of those to upgrade a weapon to the next tier. So the general rule of thumb, if you're playing the game for the first time, is you want to focus on upgrading your equipment before you upgrade your character, barring a couple exceptions. The main exception is if you have a weapon or item you want to use and you don't have the stats required to use it, then you can level up your character. But once you get the required stats, you need to focus on leveling up your other your weapons and what have you. And the reason for that is because the upgrades you get from tiering up your weapons are more impactful than the upgrades you get from upgrading your character. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna sell some of my items. Let's see. I'm not going to use this. I'm going to hold on to this, because I might want to use it later. Get rid of that. Hold on to that. I am going to use this later. I can sell that. Sell that. Okay, I think that's it as far as things I can sell at the moment. I don't think, yeah, if I use it to buy stuff, I won't have to. And we're gonna say hi to a nice lady real quick.
Greeting.
Hello.
I am circumstanced. Great chap. Perhaps you doing so. And you, do you think it fun? Where I come from? Ah.
So you let her give you a hug, and then in exchange for about 4% of your max HP, you get an item that temporarily greatly increases your poise. Which, I'll be honest, isn't going to be really helpful on this build, because I don't have very much poise to begin with, and in order for you to have enough poise to matter, you need to be wearing some very heavy armor. But doing this several times is required to progress your quest line, which I'm ultimately going to end up doing. So that's why I'm here. However, can't live with that debuff. So we're just gonna pop this real quick. And let's head back to Liurnia. So now we'll start heading west. We'll get this section of the map unlocked, and we'll also check on some essential steps forward going from there. So let's go head over to that church and see if... So the reason I'm kind of iffy about this next, going to the church, is because in order to correctly inform my decision making going forward, there needs to be an NPC there. But I don't know if he's going to be there until after I get my first Great Rune. If he is, then we can get most of my build taken care of before I even beat a Great Rune bearer. If he's not, we're just gonna have to go and beat Radon. And after that, the game's kind of open to wherever I want to go. Well, it looks like I aggroed somebody. Unfortunately for them, I don't give a damn. I didn't see a low render. Yep, he's not here. So that means we are going to have to beat Radon. Which I'm not disappointed by, to be clear. Like, Radon is one of my favorite fights in this game, and beating him unlocks a lot of stuff. Like, we were going to beat Radon one way or the other, but seeing that the NPC I want to meet isn't here, that just makes the next section easier to deal with. Oh, cool. Oh, hello! So I don't strictly need... So the item I just picked up I don't strictly need, but it can be used on this build, so I'm glad that I got that. Now we're gonna go see if we can't grab the glintstone key, which we need to enter the academy. It appears I was wrong in its location, but whatever. But you know what? Before we go and grab that, I'm gonna ride over here and grab a Site of Grace. So if I die, I'll have somewhere close by I can respawn. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because there's a dragon over there, guarding the glintstone key. Later then, I guess. Yeah, so we need the glintstone key to get into the academy, and there's a dragon guarding the key, so we have to deal with the dragon somehow. Maybe I'm riding in the wrong direction. I could have sworn there was a Grace over here. Oh, yep, right here. So grab this. And then we'll go say hello to Mr. Dragon. I am going to make a quick change real quick. The dragon deals magic damage, but there's another reason to beat him. Because if I beat him, I'll unlock another spell, another dragon spell I can use. Which, I haven't gotten any dragon spells yet, which I might... You know what, I think I'm gonna... No. I'll save that for after Liurnia. The dragon spells come after Liurnia. Now, let's see. So I'm going to grab the key. And if I don't aggro him, great. But if I do aggro him... You know, I'm going to fight him one way or the other. Let's just see if I can grab the key. Cool. We're golden. Let's fight us a dragon. Ah, sorry, Torrent. This attack. Run away, mount up. Oh. Should be fine. So there are a lot of spells in this game that are really good against large bosses. The Flame of Frenzy is one such spell, because it hits them multiple times. It has the potential to hit them multiple times, rather. Once going up and once coming down. Which is why I like using it against bosses. Go. Probably gonna despawn. There we go, dragon dead. Now that that's taken care of, I'm gonna go grab some more Sites of Grace, as well as the map for this region. I think everything is upgraded as I can get it, so I can finally start adding some more. So I'm going to do Arcane first, because it also directly increases my damage. But after that, I need to invest 2 points into Strength, because that is necessary for the weapon I want to wield. It'll also give me more options for my offhand, but it's mainly because it's the weapon I want to wield. I've been keeping you in suspense about what weapon is, but if you know Elden Ring, you could probably figure it out based on my build thus far. So this area is cool, but I'm not going to explore why just yet. We'll come back to it later, because I don't think I am not quite at a spot where I'm comfortable making use of its proclivities. So for now, we're just going to teleport back down to the foot, and we're going to head north and grab the map, and then we're going to head south and try to grab something else. And if well, I'm going to beat another one of those tree bosses, and I don't think I can do anything else just yet. I have to go through the academy first before that. Grab some neat, excuse me, mushrooms. Ow. So the jellyfish shield is neat because its weapon art increases your damage for a point of time, and it's a very cheap investment for what it is. But I'm not going to be using it myself, frankly. I can't remember what's in that carriage, but I do know it's not something I need, so we're going to ignore it. Nor Mr. Horse. I'm honestly contemplating on beating the boss in this next set of ruins, because I know I probably can, but I honestly don't feel like it, and also I don't think he drops anything worth beating for my build. Although he probably will give me a decent amount of runes, so you know what? I'm going to take my shortcut, and then I'll try beating the boss. I feel like that's a decent compromise. So this is a blacksmith guy. He's part of Arani/Blyde's questline, and he'll give me a neat item. Well, he won't give it to me, but he'll sell it.
An old codger, so here perhaps you'll...
And he'll also sell,
Oh, when I'm upset, if you come to... I am after Toten. Brave time. This territory. When the rail after Levicarians, I can...
he'll also sell me, some smithing stones.
Live, quite a rare, perhaps, is at any rate. I've some...
Alright. See, he sells us up to +4, which I can't buy right now, because I don't have the money. But I do get a +3. And conveniently, he has exactly enough that I need. So we'll definitely come back to him. But for now, let's see if I have enough. Alright, so if I use these, I can buy the talisman, which is one of my personal favorites, but I'm probably not going to use it a whole lot in this build, but I'm just going to buy it so I have it, because it's the only unique item. Like, yes, you can technically buy the smithing stones from him, but there are other places that you can get those at. And now we have the whole of Liurnia unlocked. So we're gonna go here next, and we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna head back to Rey Lucaria. And I know I said early on that we're gonna head up here, but that requires going out of the way a bit, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So for now, actually, you know what? I'm gonna try fighting this boss first. Ow. All right. So the staircase to this boss is hidden. But you can break the disguise by rolling through it. You can also find it by looking for an uneven pattern on the floor. Alright, bastard. Ah, here it is, I think. Oh, here it is. Alright. Now this is going to go one of two ways. Either I'm going to kill him very easily, or he's going to kill me very easily. as you can see by the bloodstains. Okay, buddy. Coward. So, I think you can see why people hate this boss. But you know what? I'm feeling ballsy, so let's come back and try again. Let's do Stake of America, just to see where it spawns me. It probably won't spawn me far, because that's how Stakes of America work. But let's just see where it spawns me. Well, this is not ideal, but that's fine, because my corpse conveniently marks where I need to go. Get off the horse, damn it! Alright. We go again, foul creature. Alright. Mission complete. Bastard murdered. That wasn't as much runes as I had hoped, but you know, runes are runes. Actually, you know what? That's a pretty cool weapon. Too bad I can't use it. Let's go get that memory stone. Man, now I'm curious about whether or not I shouldn't even include that. You know what? I'm gonna include that. I killed it fast enough and it's funny. And it's a let's play, not a long... It's a long play more than a let's play. Alright. So if you remember the last tower we were at, you had to kill 3 turtles. So we have to do that again, but this time they're in some very interesting spots. And also there's some very unfun enemies to deal with. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. There's one. So thankfully these guys despawn after you open the tower, but that doesn't make them less obnoxious. There's 2, and I think the last one is over here. There he is. Alrighty then. And now we can enter the tower and claim the memory stone, which will increase the number of spells I can equip. Which is always good. Yay! So, for our final task this episode, I think I'm gonna go kill one more tree spirit. And set up to get another memory stone. I don't have what I need to get it, but I'll at least unlock a location near it, but I'll make grabbing it later easier. like I said, I'll do the Everjails off screen. So I'll probably come back to that one. But I'm just going to ignore them for now. That's obnoxious. You know what? I'll just have this equipped. I can't really use it, but why not, you know? Let's go kill us a tree spirit, and then I think that'll be it for this episode. So, Elden Ring pro tip. Always wait for your enemy to take a swing before you try to heal. Ah, cool. I didn't need that item, but it's one of the few that you can only really get in the game by enemy drops. I think my problem was I was doing hold casts before, when I should have been doing tap casts. Now, hold cast does increase the damage, but it also leaves me vulnerable longer, which is a major problem if you're trying to stay alive. Elden Ring, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, I'll try again. And this time I'll be more careful. Honestly, though, that was a hard combo to deal with. He knocks you over and then... You know what? I'm feeling kinda dickish. Let's invite a friend. So the cool thing about Lutel, the NPC I summoned, is that she can teleport. I forgot that move had a potential follow-up. Oh, just barely. Oh, Lutel with the assist! I wasn't paying attention to my madness meter. Oh well. Neat! I don't think that's quite enough to level up, but who knows. And now we gain entrance. So I think that's going to be a good spot to end this episode at. We beat a number of bosses, got a number of things important to level up my character, and made some great improvements to the overall efficacy of this build. So I think with that, next episode, we're going to be going halfway, maybe most of the way, technically speaking, through this dungeon. And then after that, Alta's Plateau. Thanks. See you next time.